Hi, I'm Alex Finbow. I've been working with CyberArk for over 10 years, and I've been a Guardian for 2 years.
So a question for yourself, Alex. If you were speaking to someone who is new to PAM, what would you start with?
Well, I would start by having the conversation around risk reduction. A company who has no PAM or has very limited PAM would be interested in what can I do to reduce my attack surface or my attack footprint. And CyberArk have got a pretty neat product that's been out for a few years now called DPA, Dynamic Privileged Access, but it's now been rebranded to SIA, so those two things are the same, to Secure Infrastructure Access. And essentially what that does is credentials that may be used by a team or by a person are essentially removed entirely from an organization. And when a person or a team need to access a server, database, whatever it is, Kubernetes, that account or that identity or that action creates an account for that specific purpose. So if I want to go and connect to server A, I make the request and it will create the account for me, and then when I'm finished, it will then remove it. So that removes all of that risk around the standing privilege. If you've got an organization, 5,000, 6,000 people, and they've all got privileged accounts for themselves for their own purposes all over the place, that's a risk regardless of whether they're rotated or not. And using SIA will reduce that by orders of magnitude. So if there's zero risk if the credential isn't there in the first place. So and then what that product can also do is remove large swathes of a CyberArk's PAM on-premise footprint. What I mean by that is that it removes the need for privileged session management service for large chunks of use cases, which means that there's cost savings to be done, large cost savings, not just on the infrastructure side, but also from Microsoft RDS licenses side as well. So there's lots of win-wins for this. It's completely agentless, SaaS, obviously, because that's a lot of what CyberArk are doing now. It's all SaaS, and it's when you put those benefits in front of a customer, there's never anything negative to say about it, because there's only good things when you talk about those sorts of things.